Before we get started, I would like for everybody to push the like button and subscribe to my channel for future video purposes. 21 Savage should be deported. Here's why. Welcome to the Mr. Snaggerpuss For Real Real Talk show. Time talk. Where I talk for real talk about the bullshit news, entertainment, and what's going on in this world. So, 21 Savage was detained by ISIS during the Super Bowl weekend. He was supposed to perform on Super Bowl weekend, but he got detained before, so he wasn't able to show up for his concert. So he been sued by all the promoters. They want their money back. Have you ever been deceived and betrayed by a woman? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Like, for real. Deceived by an immigrant. A woman that didn't have no ID. No, just like 21 Savage. Brung over here by her damn daddy when she was around 5 years old. And he didn't pay to renew their green card. And then found a man like me that was vulnerable. That helped her pay for her citizenship. Then she ran off in the sunset thinking that she had all the shit she needed. But my president stopped they ass, slowed her ass down. That damn DACA shit, snatched that shit off the table. Now she don't qualify. I helped my baby mama come up with a fabricated story to say that she was raped, that she was molested by her father and everything, so they can help her with the DACA program, because they help victims of rape. You know, women, that's the number one thing they use. Oh, I was sexually assaulted. That's why I deserve to be an American citizen. Just because you were sexually assaulted by an American, you shouldn't have brought your ass over here. You shouldn't have been illegally over here doing illegal things in an illegal neighborhood to get a sexually assaulted by a man that's doing illegal activities like that. But I just want to tell the truth. Yes, I have been, betrayed by an immigrant, illegal somebody, and these people they do commit crimes. They do think stupidly. They do try to manipulate off the government. They do try to get food stamps. They do try to get welfare. They look for, man, I know all of them, and I see that they do it and they work together. Like, but at the same time, 21 Savage, the reason why he should be deported, yeah, because his parents did not renew his visa in 2006, because he left the country for 1 month, went to Britain to see his grandma, or they buried his grandfather or something. They went out there and got the life insurance, and they came back, and they came out here balling and stuff in America. It wasn't 21 Savage's fault. It's really his parents' fault for spending up all their money, mismanaging their money, not going through the proper procedures of them trying to get their citizenship. Now, but after 2006, when his temporary visa expired, from that point on, he was illegal. So yes, he came into this country when he was 7 years old legally. They came in trying to do it by the steps. But each step is a paying process. And I keep trying to tell people that it costs money to be a U.S. citizen. Everybody that become a U.S. citizen from another country come from money. They had to pay every step of the way. Like, and this is something that the U.S. government don't tell the U.S. people. If they did the U.S. people like the Indians do they people, if we got a percentage of all the people, all these immigrants that was coming into this country, I'm talking about born citizens of America, get a percentage of all these people that they pay the government to enter this country, nobody that's a born American citizen should have to pay taxes or pay for a home. We should get enough money from the government because we were born citizens to be, Americanly taken care of. Americans supposed to take care of Americans, and we all are Americans because we was born here. We earned our right to be here. Our forefathers and grandparents, our ancestors built this country. Like, we, even as black people, black people should be just like the Indian people, should be just like the Armenians, should be just like the Jews. We supposed to be tax exempt, getting all kind of damn, man, nobody is trying to come up with an African American Forgiveness Act to present to Congress so we can get our reformation as a whole, as a population, as black people, to be able to, so we can be able to fight the fight with these people, man. We don't have no black representation for the black man, the black human race in our government. It would be different if all our politicians was representing a black party. If they was black, they had to be in a black party. If they was white, they had to be in a white party. If they was Asian, no, I would respect the government more if they was segregated in the parties that they belong in. Even if they was all black and half of them was Republicans and Democrats, it will be a black Democratic Party and a black Republican Party representing black Americans in America. Like, and when they make them decisions together, we got to be able to blame all them motherfuckers at one time. So they got them all systematically spread it out where, and it's crazy, man. You can't even trust your own people because they not to be trusted. All politicians are crooked people. They did something illegal to get in position where they're at right now. They did something malicious to get in the position they're at right now. That's why every politician that's a strong politician, people fear them, that they fear that they can destroy their career because they know of some of the things that they participate in. They know of the things that they do. People don't want to listen to me, huh? Yeah. They say I talk too strong, Snag. Your content is too strong for the ears. You talk too fast. I tell them, no, you need to speed your damn hearing up, motherfucker. And motherfucking pay attention. If you respect the man that's the man that's speaking, then you will try to figure out a way to catch every word that he say, even if you gotta rewind and listen again because you just didn't comprehend or hear the words that came out the nigga's mouth. Like, I'm different, man. I'm a lot different. I like to admit this shit. I know what I am. I'm a real alpha male, a real unapologetic. I'm the definition of the threat in America. A black man that have education, that's unapologetic, that's fucking that's outspoken, that don't give a fuck about the bullshit, that can decipher out the bullshit instantly. Like, people like me, man, they got niggas like me locked up. They do. They got me locked up in the free world. Like, they not allowing me to be exposed to the masses. Like, but people are catching wind of me. Like, people are really finding out. Like, Snag, you are, man, I met a man last night, man, that watched my videos. And he came and he told me, he said, man, your content is great, man. Like, what you're doing, what you're talking about, you're something like Kanye West. Like, he looked at my views to be like Kanye, and I was like, damn. But people don't understand. Kanye, subliminally, the brother is doing his job. Like, he's bringing attention to things that y'all didn't even understand. Like, think about it. You seen that black lady in the black lady that the ex drug dealer, reformed preacher, black lady, yeah, that they had at the U.S. At the press conference, like the union address, yeah, when Donald Trump stated address, like he addressed everything, like, but just goes to show how the Republicans is for black people. Donald Trump gave a pardon to two black people and invited them to the State of the Union address, like, and then used them as examples, poster childs, to show them that, you see, he didn't want to say that the U.S. government, you know, initially locked these people up for no apparent reason because cocaine was put in our communities, was allowed in our communities by our U.S. government, and then turn around and fought the black people that ended up finding the shit on their porch one day, or they got it in a mailbox, and they decided this. They didn't decide it. The money decided that that's the lifestyle that they was gonna live. They found a way to make easy money, and they thought that what they was doing, they would never get caught. But all along, they was being watched from day one. They was set up from day one. Like, every major drug dealer out there in the streets, man, either is an informant or a goddamn, well, how the fuck you want to say this shit? Or a damn actual agent themselves. Like, they live this life, man, to keep the circulation going. Like, they wouldn't have a job. It wouldn't be a war on drugs if they didn't have if there wasn't no drugs in the streets. And how do we keep this war on drugs going? We got to continue to put the drugs out there. Like, we don't have planes and helicopters and boats to get that shit over here. We don't have connections to communicate and get that shit. That shit ain't flying through the mail. That shit ain't, niggas ain't getting kilos sent to them no. They'll fly some weed. They ain't flying no damn hard drugs. No, because they follow hard drug packages all the way to the drop off. And when they drop off, they picking up everything that picked it up. Like, that's the way they do hard drugs. Now, the soft drugs, yeah, niggas will wrap up a couple pounds and send it through the mail. They don't give a damn. Weed grow, you know, productively. Like, it grows, you know, by the, it is what it is. They don't care about that. They'll take a loss on some marijuana, but they ain't taking no loss on a whole kilo of cocaine. Like, I ain't never known no dummy that send no kilo of cocaine through the mail, because every kilo of cocaine ever been sent to the mail been confiscated by the U.S. government and redistributed by the U.S. government in the areas of their choice. Like, I try to tell people this, but y'all don't understand, because Snag come from that era where I was bamboozled. I was blindfolded. Man, I thought that this life was the shit. And everybody that live in it was the shit. But when you realize everybody that's in it is stupid as shit, and the motherfuckers that know the shit is manipulating the shit, and then when motherfuckers know the truth, they let them motherfuckers go a little harder. Then they turn around and they fuck them all the way up and kill them and take all the shit. And it never fail, man. Everything the devil giveth you, he gonna take it away. Like, it never fail. If he give it to you, he gonna take it away. But if God give you something, no man can take it from you. Like, no man. Oh man, and that's a good thing, man. That's why I'm trying to create a legacy for myself, man, for my family. Well, really for my son, the second version of me, the next 100 years of me. Like, my son gonna know who his father was, even through videos, through history. It's going. Don't nobody have to tell my son nothing for me. I done already spoke for myself. My son know what I've been through. He know what life is about, and he know that our financial gain is gonna be on the second half of this shit. Like, it ain't about me, man. I'm just working. I'm doing the work for my children's children's children. Snag, somewhat understand the matrix. No, it is the matrix, man. Life is just like that. So what I'm talking about, I want to get to this. I want to get to the topic of this, man. First of all, checking your business. Snagglepuss is a cartoon character. That's a figment of someone's imagination. That is that is a that is that's like science fiction, man. That's not real. Never have been Snagglepuss ever been real. But Mr., and that's my first name, Mr. Snag a Puss. Now say it fast. Mr. Snagglepuss? Yeah. That's me. Live in the flesh. It's a derogatory statement, a figure of speech, a way of life. Like, so understand the difference. You can have two words that's similar, that look alike, but one of them is different because the words are changed. The letters are different. So respect the word for what it is. Put some respect on my name, man. Like Mr. Snag A Puss. If you can't fucking say it properly and on one word, separate it. Snag A Puss. And guarantee you, I would never feel disrespected again. But I feel like when somebody mispronounces your name, that's disrespect, especially when they do it multiple times in your face. Like, if I tell you and correct you one time, that's not the way you properly pronounce my name, and you say it again, the third time I'm subject to slap the shit out you, because that's just pure disrespect, man. So what I do is, after they said the second time, I warn them the second time. I warn them with, okay, say it again, motherfucker. Like, sometimes you gotta tell a motherfucker, just like, say that shit again, motherfucker. And they would know, because they conscious. Every time they think about it, they gonna try to say it. They know that say it again, motherfucker, mean you say it again, I'm gonna slap the shit out you. And that's what Monique did to Steve Harvey the other day, trying to bring up some old shit that had nothing to do with what she was trying to come on, the show for. She was coming on the show to project her new show that she got going on in Vegas. But Steve want to bring up some goddamn bullshit, some niggery shit about apologizing to goddamn Oprah Winfrey and goddamn and got nigga and Tyler nigga, apologize. I apologize to slap the shit out your ass if you ever ask or think about asking me to apologize. I love me some Monique. That sister is wrong. She's a raw piece of meat. I promise you. Put some respect on my name. For real, man. I can't stand that shit. You ever worked with comedian Godfrey? Yeah, Levon. That's my homegirl. That's my homegirl. I got footage on Godfrey, man. I did like a 3-hour interview on her, man. Hope Flood, fucked her whole, career up in comedy. Where, not really. It really, it was really entertaining. Like, she really did some shit. She tried to use her, tried to use her for some of her money. It is what it is. I know the story about Godfrey. I got like a 2 hour, then a 3 hour interview. We ate dinner. We sat around and chilled. And then she turned around and paid me, man, for one of her, a couple of her people she had in her entourage to get a haircut in my mobile barber shop. She went a wallet and she did some, it was some, some uncommon, it was common nigga shit, She went in a wallet, she thought she had some money and then she couldn't find the money. And she told me, she was like, um, D, I don't have the money on me, man, but just take my word. I promise you I'll pay you. And she went all the way back to Oakland. And that lady cash apped me that money with a tip. Like I think it was like $50 a cut. I did 2 cuts, and she said she was gonna tip me. So she owed me $100. Then she turned around and she sent me $150 through the PayPal. And she kept her word. And I've always had good love for her. She crazy as hell, but she don't. People gotta have how do you say, consideration by some of the things she been through. The lady shot herself in the head trying to be a comedian, like, and because what people wasn't laughing at her, people was laughing at her and not with her, but with her jokes. The lady fell into a hard depression, man. She lost her family. She had a lot of stuff going on, and people, black people try to make fun of that. When a black person is at their down and lowest moment, they try to make jokes out of it. They try to talk about when you need to be encouraging a person, trying to uplift them and support them. They trying to break them down, trying to make the girl kill herself, like, and it's fucked up, man. I've always had love for people, man, that's been bullied, abused, and that's why I go wrong, man. Sometimes I deal with the wrong people, man, because I have a compassion for them, you know what I'm saying, or their situation. And sometimes, some people put themselves in fucked up situations. So I mean, you know, I can't support a person that participate or do some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, and then want somebody to support them for doing that dumb shit, thinking that they was in the right. And if they ain't in the right, I'm not gonna support it. That's why I want to hear the whole story, the full story, both sides of the story, to help me make the proper decision on who or how I'm gonna support that. But it's a lot of things, man, that I'm not gonna support about this 21 Savage shit, because I really feel, as a Republican, everybody in America, if you want to live here, you have to go through the proper steps to come here, man. Like, and it's a long waiting line, man. You got to understand, man. There's so many people in line right now that if you got the proper amount of money, you can skip the line by hiring a good attorney, man. It's not that hard, man. Good attorneys can work through the system faster than anyone. So 21 Savage is being deported. Done got deported already. They done shot back to Britain so goddamn fast. He's sitting on the side. Well, he ain't sitting on the side of the road nowhere. He got enough money to ball out in Britain. The British love the blacks more than the Americans. The Caucasian Americans love the blacks. I try to tell people that all the time. You go to Britain, them white girls love niggas. They be like, you really? That's 21 Savage. See, the Britons wanted him to come over there anyway. Them British girls wanted him more than these damn white girls ever did. And it's real, like, in British and out there in Scotland and all those different places out there, man, it's like those white girls go crazy over a nigga. Like, they do. They go crazy. But then, shit still happened to them brothers out there, man. They just don't tell those stories. What happened to the brothers that get caught sleeping with all them white girls? They ended up killing their ass. They ain't like, but um anyways, 21 Savage is finna be deported. Well, he's already deported. He's not coming back. You can have all this. Well, he can come back if he go through the proper stages of coming back. But this is where this is the reason why he should not be able to come back. Okay, he left in 2005 for 1 month, came back. His visa expired in 2006. It wasn't his fault. No. He came back at 7. So since he was at the age of 8, he's been in this country illegally. Now we're gonna speed up the process. Speed up to where we at right now, current right now. The reason why he should not be allowed to be a U.S. citizen, because he got a drug charge in 2014. he was convicted on that drug charge. He signed a plea bargain. Yeah, yeah, a plea bargain that he admitted to being guilty. Just because later on in life you make a little money and you can afford an attorney to pay for an expungement does not exempt the fact that before you even thought about it, you was not that talented. They ain't trying to uplift you like you was just this talented person. No, that's all them people that done made that money with you, done made money fucking with you, done made money over your head. Now they missing the money that they could have been making. They just snatched our money right out our mouth. We ain't gonna be able to work no more. Cause cause he was not a community leader. His music is not positively motivating the community to be outstanding people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more, you got to look at the content of what he was putting out to the masses. I got M's in my bank account. You wasn't giving none of them M's to motherfucking niggas that's out here trying to fucking do anything. You want to know why you can't get no support? Because you was taking all that and doing what the fuck you wanted to do, and it was what it was. The government know how you spend your money. The government know what you do with your money. The government knows how you know, the things that you indulge in. And, you know, everything he indulge in is negative. I mean, if you're not going to be a sufficient, how do you say, if you're not going to if you're not going to contribute to the cause, like, you're not spending money the way we want you to spend money. You're not investing none of these $1 million in corporations or into our um political cap. They not, he wasn't, you know, and it is what it is. And he made, you know, as a young man, he's young, he's a young brother, you know. And another thing where he went wrong was putting those tattoos in his face and all that stuff. You know, you have to be a US citizen to put tattoos all over your face and then think that the US is going to accept you. If you do that for and then you try to apply for a US visa or a US, you know, US citizen, we're going to look at that visa profile picture, that damn passport picture, and be like, no, he can't come into this country. He's a criminal. Look, he got a cross upside down. He don't believe in Jesus. Oh no, see, that's what he fucked up at. Like, if he didn't, you know, if he didn't get all them tattoos and all that stuff, and he was a model rapper citizen, he would get a lot of support. If he was Chris Brown, he can beat a bitch. But a drug charge? No, that nigga's a criminal. He's just like the rest of them. How many women he done slept with? Like, these are the reasons why. And I done been to them that 21 Savage concert, and I seen how he act. I seen how he is with his entourage. Them niggas act like they gangsters, and they ain't never seen a gangster before in their life. These niggas, like, they ain't what the fuck they portray. But then they fuck around and luckily come up on a hit and make a little money and start talking that shit. Then they got all these people trying to bag him up like, oh, he don't deserve. Man, he deserved to be deported. He deserved to be deported real fast, quick, in a hurry. And he needed all the money that he made, the money that he made since 2006 should be confiscated from the U.S. government. He should have never had a chance to make none of that money because he was an illegal citizen of the United States. Now, people think that my opinion is too harsh. Oh, you bashing another nigga. No, I ain't. That's a Briton. That's a British man. That man ain't no nigga. How do you call a British nigga? What do you call you? A British African American? A British African? A African British? Like, what do you call a black British? A British? That motherfucker, man. Listen, he take his ass back to Britain, go to the Irish pub, and do some rap songs over there, and say, now I got M's in my Britain account, because you know they got one bank, so you know it's cool though. I'm not mad at the brother. I mean, shit, if he'd have supported my GoFundMe account 2 years ago when I was stuck on the side of the road, I promise you, I knew an attorney that would have stopped his deportation immediately. That means faster than immediately. And I promise you, and if he would have got it deported, he would have went right over there and got his ass with his personal private jet and flew his ass right back into the United States like it wasn't in shit. But I know people that's like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, I really feel like I'm not the only one. Tori, the white girl from, you know, off the, you know, she's very radical. I like Tori. She likes me. She talked about me in a couple of videos. She supported. See, Tori supports me, you know, and I support Tori. Ain't nothing wrong with Tori. She's got a foul mouth and she's very outspoken. But we have to value everybody's opinion, because in America we do have the right of freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people don't take in consideration, or have even know, how do you say, comprehension to understand. Like, everybody's entitled to say what they want to say, how they want to say it. This is America. We have that fucking freedom, the freedom of speech, our Second Amendment right. Or is that our First Amendment right? We have the freedom of speech. It's one of them. It's one of the amendments. All the amendments. It don't matter if it was the third one, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth. Don't none of that shit really matter. Them just words on a piece of paper that don't nobody go by. Um, but I really feel like, in America, you should be able to say this is a free country, man. We ain't free in the country. We are dictated. We are dictated by laws and regulations, rules, that if any one of us was to break them, our ass is going to jail. Fast, quick, in a hurry. Only thing about us is we not like China. We don't execute in the mass. We don't do mass executions at one time in a public square. Like, China still gunning motherfuckers down. I watched them shoot like 250 people the other day, man. And it was like this game I seen, man. It was like they put chains around them where they couldn't run, and the military surrounded their ass, and they just started gunning them down. But it was funny because they was all the way, the military was surrounding them, and as they got towards the middle, some of the military people on the other side, you seen them shooting each other like. They don't give a fuck. They really about population control over there. They'll lose a couple of military soldiers to kill a couple goddamn a bunch of motherfucking no good civilians. That's what they are, man. And we gotta have respect for this shit. If the US was like Dubai, if we start making US citizens more accountable for their actions, man, like when you go get a car loan and you can't afford that car loan, and you default on that car loan within the first year, 6 months, you should be arrested for illegally applying for a loan that you knew you couldn't afford. That should be at least 1 year jail time. 1 year jail time for applying for a home and you knew you couldn't afford the motherfucker the day you applied for it. 1 year jail time. If you don't have the finances in your bank account, man, if I'm gonna put it like this, man, this is real math, and you do the math and you add this shit up. If you are spending more than 1/3 of your income on living, on rent, on a home, if you spending more than 1/3 of your income on rent every month, you cannot afford where you're staying. It's just what it is. You can't afford it. Your rent should be 25% of your income, no less than 25% of your income. And most of you motherfuckers ain't making but $1,600 a month. So, y'all ain't staying in no places that's $400 a month. Like, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. All right, if I add 1,000 to it to make y'all motherfuckers feel good, that's making like 2,500 a month, 2,600 a month. So, you ain't paying. You ain't staying in a house that's what, 675, 700 a month. No, you mean no, 650. No, your rent ain't 650. Nah, y'all make 2,800, but your rent 1,800. I'm some stupid motherfuckers. Your lively monthly expenses, your monthly lively expenses, or your lively monthly expenses is gonna be another 1/3 of your income. And if your rent is 1,800, your bills is 1,800. That's 3,800, and you only make 2,800. I mean, you're $1,000 in the red somewhere, ain't you? But thanks for good old credit, don't you? So I take 200 here, 200 here, pay this credit bill here, then I pay this on this month. Living beyond your means, and your ass should be locked up for that shit. That is illegal. You know you ain't got no goddamn money in the first place, but you steady trying to spend money that you do not have. But I shouldn't be the one to break y'all dumb ass down for this shit. But this is the way people in America, man. They think they something that they're not, and it is what it is. 21 Savage, he tried to pay for an expungement In 2017, yeah, you got expunged. You had money to hire an attorney. You should have paid for full citizenship, but for you and your whole family. But since your father didn't apply for you, you can't apply because it started all over again. You starting from scratch, from nothing. He didn't even start the process of immigration. His parents did. So he was completely under the grid, no market, no documentation, nothing, until he became a rapper. Then he had to be exposed because they had to cut these checks and he ain't got no social security number. Where we gonna write this check to? You know, white folks love that type of shit because now we can pay some shit under the rug. We can move some money around. See, that's why they want 21 Savage back, because he ain't got no numbers to attach to where all this money is being distributed at. Like, who's getting all this money? Like, even though he got a couple dollars, you know, somebody is making more and we can make more. As long as you got an illegal immigrant working for you, working for them, oh man, you can get all the money. They can't say nothing. You can steal money from him. He can't say nothing. He illegal. What the fuck he gonna report? Like, like for real, man. But I really feel like they should deport him. So all them motherfuckers that was working off of him, getting all that free money, shouldn't be able to get no more money. Come work for me, motherfucker. Yeah. Come work for Snag. I promise you, I'm gonna work your goddamn feet till they red under the bottom. I'm gonna work your goddamn hands they can't type no more. But I promise you, I'm gonna pay you sufficiently. You just gonna be tired as hell when you get off work. You gonna go home, get some rest, and you gonna come back and slave for the slave master. Cause I'm the slave master, Mr. Snaggerput. Yeah, and man, these bosses or these, you know, company owners just go in there and start being the truth. You know, I'm a slave master and you are the slave. And if your ass ain't don't complete your obligations, you out of here today. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Tell the truth. Quit subliminally lying to motherfuckers, making them feel like they somebody that they ain't. And knowing that you can put somebody else in a position in the twinkling of an eye. The garbage man can be the goddamn manager just as good as and fucking operate just and get paid just like you can. Connor, not nice. No one cares about your opinion. I don't care about you neither, motherfucker. You are crazy. Man, let me tell you something, brother. There's nothing crazy about me. See, I went to school. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. So it's my job, or I know how. Let me put it like this. It's my job to bring out crazy people like you. Like, you stupid and ignorant for even leaving a comment like that, brother. When you have respect for a person, then listen to the shit that I talk about. Even though I might steer off the script and get to talking about some more shit, that's for purposes only, motherfucker. But let me tell you something, Mr. O'Connor. What are you doing in this society? What are you doing to make this world better? You not shit. You also came from immigrants. You got me fucked up. I came from motherfuckers that was dragged over here in little bitty tugboats, laid and fucking stacked on top of each other. I know where I come from. I know my great grandfather was the slave master baby, was the slave master son. Nigga, I know where I come from. I know where my great grandfather, what happened to him. Like, fuck out of here. We come from royalty. That's your problem. I am superior. Shit. So I come from the superior race. I'm a real Jew. Yeah, black Jew. Motherfucker. Oh, this is. Do you understand the content that come out my mouth? Yeah, I'm an Israelite. Yeah. Canada, UK. No lie, we started it. My family were probably the one that led the process. You ain't lead shit. What you fail to realize is we was sold by our own people. We was conquered and divided by our own people. Them white folks didn't come in land and rob us and rape us and take our land. Man, them was the fucking outcast Africans, those goddamn Nigerians, them all them motherfuckers that's in existence today. But you go down to South Africa, they don't play that shit. Go down to South Africa, go down there and fuck with Robert. Go down there and fuck with Robert. No, Robert got some for y'all ass. We good. But I'm gonna tell you some real shit about how this shit go and where it come from, man. You know, what you fail to realize is the first slaves was by black people. We slaved white people. We enslaved them so fucking bad. We didn't even teach them crackers how to walk. Evolution, my nigga. They watched us from a distance and learned how to stand up. They watched us from a distance and learned how to fight. And they didn't learn how to fight physically. They learned how to fight mentally. They killed us with intelligence. knowledge, the root, the destruction of all black people. Them motherfuckers got smart and they made us destroy ourselves, and we still destroying ourselves to this day. Your people ain't did a goddamn thing. They stole a philosophy from a black man and killed his ass and ran with it and destroyed all the history of it. Yeah. And if you don't, now you do. And if you put a child in a blank environment, don't allow his mind to increase fucking knowledge, don't become nothing. That's why the white man said the biggest mistake they ever made was to create the goddamn internet with multiple infusion like intelligence with too much information. Now these niggas is being informed at early ages and they being able to be molded by structural parents that can help them understand what they do's and what they nots is and how to fucking survive and how to manipulate and beat this goddamn system. Africans gave your great grandfather for a gun. What the fuck? Nah, man. We was kings and queens and we was conquered. We was so fucking happy and high on life, man. We never seen it coming. It was the poor people, man. Have you ever seen a nigga that hate to see another nigga with something? It was them niggas that fucking destroyed us. It was them niggas that captured that went into our villages and captured our women and raped them and fucked them and took them to the ports and sold them to the slave traders. We was sold, man. We was conquered, and it was them goddamn deep. Man, it was deep, man. It was deep. It was deep. We let them white folks go to Europe and regroup in the goddamn snow in Iceland, and them motherfuckers went out there and they conquered. They built themselves, and then they came with a massive plan to destroy us all. Because it is what it is, man. Like, it's a lot of things that go on in this world, man. A lot of our history been completely demolished, erased, burned up. Fire destroyed everything. Them African wanted guns so they sold your ass. Man, they did not even know what a fucking gun was. It was the Indians, motherfucker. It was the Indians. We was conquered with goddamn with bamboo sticks and goddamn arrows and wasn't no guns. Nah, wasn't no guns, man. The Indians. Wasn't no guns used for Africans. This was before that time. Nah, man. Guns was created. Man, that I just seen something that was very hurtful, man. I see so many, poor young African American sisters and brothers out here on these streets, walking around carrying all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Pushing baskets, man. Seen this one brother, man. He was paralyzed, man. He didn't have no electric wheelchair. He just had his arms, and he was just pushing that motherfucker. Old ass quickie. One of the wheels was warped, and he was making way with that motherfucking raggedy ass damn wheelchair. But he looked at me, man, when we locked eyes. He just looked at me like, brother, I love you, man. We out here together. And I was like, yeah, man, black strong, man. I'm not a racist, BTW. Jesus was white, not black. No, Jesus wasn't, Mike. Well, which Jesus you talking about? Because there's several Jesuses. Like, for real. I know a white Jesus. I know a white boy that was born and his mom and daddy named him Jesus. Like, I know of a white Jesus, but it wasn't the Jesus they was talking about in the Bible. No, everybody back then in those days was people. Yeah. Where do you think they get the scripts from? Where do you think where you think that was created from? Yeah, those strolls was found in what regions of the world? Where people with color, right? So what make you think a white man can come out of the middle of people with color and lead the people? Like, come on, man, read the Lord's Prayer, dude. This is why I don't want Savage deported. No, this is why Savage need to be deported, because y'all allow these young brothers to use negativity to build wealth, and they don't know what to do with it. They're not what they gonna do with it. They continue to cause negativity. They continue to stir up bullshit. These people ain't doing nothing positive in no kind of form or fashion. Yeah. They don't know what to do with it. It's not their time. You gotta go through something. You gotta go through some things in order to understand what things is about. To bring positive change. You gotta really go through some things, man. Like and just because these brothers, these young brothers is, them, that's only a couple of years of your life. You thinking you was having nothing, nigga. You ain't had shit. Go 40 years with nothing, nigga. And then you try to create something. Like, I come from a world, man, where, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit's been pampered, man. A lot of shit's been, whitewashed, man. That's the best way to put it, man. To make people think or believe it's something that it's not. But 21 Savage should be deported, man, because everything he's done to become successful, he did it illegally during the times of illegal citizen status. He wasn't a citizen. Like, he don't deserve money. Give it to, matter of fact, just give it back to where it came from. Yeah, that's what they do. Why don't y'all just give all the money back to where it came from and say that, it really shouldn't be there anyway? Because the songs, the music really ain't relevant, man. That shit ain't relevant. Who gives a fuck about M's in my bank? Man, who gives a fuck about M's in your bank account if you ain't got none? Huh? Hey, mommy.
What's up, baby?
I love you.
What?
I got you on speakerphone
Uh-huh.
so you'll know how to act.
Okay.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing fine getting my hair braided.
Oh, the little hair you got, huh?
Yes, I gotta get it done. Gotta keep it looking decent.
Well, at least it's natural. You doing natural braids.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is natural.
that's what's up. Then you get you some natural braids and look like a natural, beautiful black sister, Nubian princess queen like you supposed to. Put your little eyeliner on. Put you some big earrings in. Take you some selfies in the mirror.
Oh my God. Uh, I don't do all of that.
Turn
I don't
around,
wear
look,
big earrings.
turn around, look at it, look back at it. Yeah, twerk a little bit. Then go on out, then go on outside and start your day. Like, yeah, I am
Mm,
beautiful and blessed with the sun shining on me.
that's right. What are you doing now?
I'm just talking to my people on
Okay.
YouTube,
Okay.
talking about, how, I've experienced, I've been, infiltrated and betrayed by an illegal immigrant. You know what I'm saying? These, how these kids is being brought over here by their